Both Christ and Satan are bound by our choices. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to the Sabbath School Study Group. This is part 4 of our 5-part series, Limits and Rules. The limits of engagement and the rules of engagement when it comes to trying to win our soul, trying to get us to decide whom we will serve. Satan and Christ both have to operate on some level on the basis of what we say or what we believe. So before we look at the power of choice, I want to thank you for choosing to be here. Please subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you join and always know what's going on and when something else comes out from this channel. And also you can go to the website at changeministry.org. You're going to see this study and hundreds more on health, prophecy, family, you name it. It's probably going to be there. And then we also want to remind you, we'd love to come to your church. We'd love to come to your school, whether it's for a day or even for a week. We can always arrange that, but we can't initiate that. We depend on you. Send us an email address. That's contact@changeministry.org. Jesus is the savior of this world, and so that would make then Satan the deceiver of this world. He's a false savior. In fact, when we hear the word antichrist, that prefix anti doesn't just mean against, it means in replace of or instead of. He tries to fill the void in our heart, that God-shaped void, with a God-shaped lie. So when it comes to what they both have to offer, Jesus makes it very clear that he can really only go as far as saving us as we will believe. In fact, in Mark 6:5, it says Jesus could there do no mighty work, save that he had laid his hands upon a few sick folk and healed them. And he marveled because of their unbelief. And he went round about the villages teaching. So Jesus had and has the power to heal and to save. But in this example, there were only so many people that he could touch because there were only so many people who would let him touch them. Again, that didn't mean that he couldn't do it. It was the fact that he was not allowed to do it because the people didn't believe. They didn't let him. They really didn't love him. So on the other hand, when we look at the enemy and how he operates in Luke chapter 11, when an unclean spirit, again, this is a fallen angel or a demon, is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places seeking rest and finding none. He saith, I'll return to my house from whence I came out. And when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh to him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last estate of this man is worse than the first. Please notice the tone of their entrance. They enter in. They don't break in. They're not robbing. They are going back in where they are allowed to enter. Even though the Lord may have cleaned it, swept it, garnished it, if a choice is made to return, Jeremiah says, like a dog to his vomit, when we make that decision to fall back into a state of iniquity, back into a lifestyle or a pattern of rebellion, we open ourselves, we open the door for the enemy and more enemies to come back into our life. But remember, they can only come in where they are let in. So John 10, verse 4, it's why Jesus says, I'm the good shepherd. But when a good shepherd puts forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. They follow him. We aren't led or we aren't bound to God by a leash. I've been all over the world by the grace of God, and I've had a chance to see some sheep, but I've never seen sheep on a leash. I've seen dogs, even some cats. Yes, I've even seen some cats on a leash, but I've never seen a sheep on a leash. But everybody knows that sheep do not exist on their own. They exist with a shepherd, but they choose to let that shepherd lead them. It's the same thing with us. We are bound to God, but we're bound to God by love, not a leash. And we make the decision to let him lead because he loves. Brothers and sisters, know that God has given us this amazing gift. He's given us an autonomy, but we only got there because we let him take us there. Let him take you there. Let him lead you. Let him love you enough to set you free from what you might think is good. Man, I've learned that what I thought was good, when I let God lead, he always takes us to better.